Marshall Karp co-created and co-authored the NYPD Red series with James Patterson, featuring detectives Kyle McDonald and Zach Jordan. Red is dedicated to solving crimes committed against the city's rich and famous. After six bestsellers, James did something he never does. He asked Marshall to take on the series. Marshall always manages to surprise readers with twists and turns in his plot lines, James says. Now, when I read the books, I have no idea how they'll end. That sounds like something regular for James Marshall. Anyway, he's a true Renaissance man, author of the critically acclaimed Lomax and Biggs Mysteries. If you haven't discovered those are great fun. He's written numerous TV sitcoms, a play, and feature film. NYPD Red 7, The Murder Sorority, will be released in November, on November 22nd, 2022, to be exact. Publishers Weekly got a sneak peek and says, after co-authoring 6 previous NYPD Red novels, bestseller Karp of Lomax and Biggs solos in the rousing 7th entry, shocking plot twists, clever dialogue, and dead-on characterizations keep the pages turning. Readers will agree that his happy welding of police, procedural, and sly humor is the best yet in the series. Marshall's website is karpkills.com, and the book we'll learn about today is his summer hit thriller, Snowstorm in August. So let's take a look.
Imagine it's a beautiful day in August, summer day in New York City, and Central Park is just crowded with people having a great time. And all of a sudden, snow starts to fall.
Central, I need emergency services forthwith.
Unit, what's the condition?
Hazmat in Central Park. At least 10 people down.
And people are looking, and then people start dropping.
Unit, we're receiving numerous calls about a freak snowstorm. Can you confirm?
Affirmative, Central. But it's not snow. It's cocaine.
And up above, they see this helicopter with crop duster arms that go out 20 feet on each side, and someone is strafing this jewel in the center of New York City with cocaine. Yeah, first of all, thanks for that press about NY. I got a starred review in PW for the new book. It was like, you can imagine, it was like I was on the elliptical and I get this text from my partner in crime, the cop I do a lot of work with. And then I see emails flying but I'm stubborn and I got to do 60 minutes on the elliptical and I'm only 20 minutes into it. The phone is lighting up and I don't care. And then I finally get off and it's a starred review. Okay, calm down. So, but let me just start by saying I signed up last year when I spoke in November, and see that woman hiding over there, Penny Mintz? Oh yeah, she just reeled me right in, and then she introduced me to a couple of members who have been incredibly helpful. I mean, when I had the Patterson juggernaut behind me, I didn't do anything. I just wrote the books. But Marie Sutro hiding down there lurking behind that picture, and the late, great Terry Shepard, who has passed on, have all helped me. And I have to tell you, I need all the help I can get. So I guess if the question is, how did I come up with the idea for the book? And I think Terry, I haven't looked at the video or the numbers of the podcast, but we seem to have done well the first few days, right?
Yeah. I mean, your audio podcast, I rechecked the numbers, and you have the most successful audio podcast in the history of Authors on the Air.
Is there a badge? Do we get jackets or something? Anyway, so I think you're all writers, and sometimes you have these really cool ideas. And I think I said this in the video thing that Terry showed. It goes on for 5 minutes. Sometimes you have an idea and you don't know what to do with it. So one idea was that I was kicking around with my friend Danny. He was like, what if somebody just strafed Central Park with thousands of pounds of cocaine. That would get people to read the book, wouldn't it? And, yeah. What's the book? Okay. Why are they doing it? And then the other idea we had was like, what about a series about a bunch of cops who were like retired, but they were the best in the business. And now they're called back, like the Dirty Dozen. They're called back because they're needed. Yeah, that was another good idea that was lurking. And then I had an idea about a courtroom scene that I won't. Spoiler alert, because it happens in the the texts are going on. You get a sash, Marshall, and a tiara. Okay, stop it. A courtroom scene that was like no other courtroom scene you've ever heard of before on in video and all these things crashing around in my head. And then one day I thought, oh, wait a minute. I know why somebody strafed Central Park. I know why somebody would be so evil to do this. I know why New York City is the target. And now I have these cops. The New York City cops can't deal with terrorism. And I did a lot of research. The real New York City cops that are all the anti-terrorist unit, folks, the anti-terrorist unit is basically like you and me. They're guys behind a keyboard. Oh, chatter. They're not. The guys in the Kevlar and the helmets and the dogs, they're just, poster boys. They can't outnumber the bad guys. So I had this, and then the idea started to take place. Then it's just a matter of now you're writing a book. So it's easy. So just do it.
Dick Dorso gave you some great advice at the start of your career when you guys were working in TV together. What was that advice?
Are you talking about Richard Dorso?
Yeah.
Yeah. And my God, Terry, you got to call me back. I keep sending you messages and you never, now that he's important, ever since he passed on, he's been hard to get in touch with. No, I worked in television and I remember working with this guy who was just incredible. And he said, why do you think people watch the same show week after week after week? And it applies to why do you think people read the same series week after year after year? Why do they want to know Alex Cross again? Why do they want to know, the whole alphabet of murders that, from Sue Grafton? I mean, why do people watch Cheers all the time and reruns of Lucy and reruns of Friends and Seinfeld? I go, I don't know, because it's funny, it's the characters. They want to be with these people. They want the predictable emotional experience of being with those people. Do you think they care what Jerry and Elaine are arguing about? Do you think they care what's going on in Murphy Brown's newsroom or who's confusing Mary Tyler Moore this week? No, they just want to see the characters. It's like if you have friends that you want to go to dinner with more often than the other people that you want to go, as I think I said to Terry, like, my wife goes, hey, do you want to have dinner with so-and-so? I go, no, didn't we just go out with them like last leap year? And then there's other people that's week after week. They want the predictable emotional experience of being with these characters. So the characters you create, they're vital to your story. And so I really work on that. It's a great question. And it's a great writer question. And don't bullshit yourself into thinking it's not a character if you saw it on TV. Okay. I used to be in advertising, and the role model for advertising people back in my day was Darren on Bewitched. Honey, I'm bringing the boss home. No, the real role, eventually somebody came up with Mad Men. That's what it was like. Those were real characters. So you could base your cop on some crazy uncle if you want, but make them genuine and and make them either really lovable or someone to root for, even if they're bad guys. And that's the other thing about characters. Make your bad guys smart. They can't do stupid. Oh, look, he left a clue right here. He dropped his wallet. No. And then you have to make your cops just a little smarter.
And somebody actually said that about the way that you write.
Well, yeah, he said Marshall Karp writes really smart criminals and even smarter cops. And he was an ex-cop. So thank you, Jennifer.
High praise. One more question
So
before we move on.
Can I ask these people to like help me pimp? I mean, it's not over for Snowstorm in August. I know some of you have read it. It'll be out in paperback next summer. I'm doing the best to promote it, and I'm still going to lean on some of the people who have. Unless you change your phone numbers, you're not getting away. And I'm trying to do. I was in the advertising business, which is a good thing because the publisher, been a great publisher, but they don't have a lot of marketing chops. And so they put a picture of my book by some crime scene tape. That's not an ad. Okay. So I'm working and needing all the help I can get. And I got a lot from Penny annoyingly opened up the doors for me. And now I'm a member. I'm in Woodstock, New York, which is about as far away from the capital of California as you can get. Maybe not politically, though. All right. Thank you. That's it.
We love you, Marshall. We're so glad.
I'll hang out for a while. I am out of here at 5:00, but I'll hang out.
That's Marshall Karp.
People reading, pimping. Okay. And Marshall at Karp Kills, if you want to say something or ask me something. Oh, last thing. I am seriously thinking about teaching a course in writing. And I'm looking for people in middle age. I don't want young kids who want to start writing. I wrote a piece about my first midlife crisis, and I'm calling it If and When I Do It, Marshall Karp's midlife crisis writing workshop, because there's a lot of people who are thinking, oh, I've been a dentist for 30 years. Oh, I've been driving this taxi. Oh, I've been, what? And then you look in the mirror and you say these words, if you've ever said them. Is this all there is? If you've ever said that, looking in the mirror, you're 42 or whatever, and you go like, is this all there is? Not you, Angela, but most of you. And then, no, I reinvented myself 4 times. You can do it. And I already have my first assignment. But there are other authors in the wings.
And will the class be directed specifically to the thriller genre?
No, I mean, it's directed to the writer in you. I can't critique your romance novel. One friend of mine wrote one, and it was the end of the friendship because I said, who does this shit? I didn't know that apparently in romance, but people do that shit. I didn't know. I wasn't a romance, I said, so that was the end of that, because I was critiquing, not the writing, I was critiquing the genre. I can, it's sort of like, here, let me see your radiology reports. I'll look them over. Oh, shadowy. Yeah, I didn't know what I was talking about. So I won't critique your stuff, but I will give you assignments that I can critique. And yeah, I'm better at thrillers. But if you've ever wanted to, if you ever wake up in the morning and say, I've got people to kill, bodies to bury, and weapons to hide, I'm your guy. That's it.
So, Marshall, the team does recommend that in 2023 that you submit Snowstorm in August to every possible award. Killer Nashville.
I don't know how to do that. Terry, would you keep it clean? Terry, I offered you like
I owe him a phone call,
I
Frank.
offered you dozens of dollars to help. Marie, I don't know. I'm like really a one-trick pony. I don't know all the. I mean, thank you. We'll talk. Anybody
Excellent.
that knows this stuff, I swear to God, I need an agent. I need a manager. And if my wife ever ran away with my business manager, I would really, really miss him. Don't forget to tip your waitress.